without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome our homeboy and surely yours. Oops, let me pin you to second screen here. Our homeboy and surely yours is our man Tim, aka Echoside Fiend. Welcome, Tim.
How's it going, everybody? It's great to be here, man. I've been listening to you guys since pretty much your third episode. You guys popped up in my related videos on YouTube, and I've been listening ever since, so it's a pleasure to be here.
Dope, bro. Thanks, man. We appreciate that. You're the shit for joining us, man. I know we I kind of strung you along for a couple weeks, but I'm glad we made it work.
Man, that hit me right here, man. But, you know.
Glad you're here, bud.
Yeah.
Glad to be here. Glad to meet both of you.
So you've been doing Juggalo YouTube shit for a while, right?
I think it was like 2017 that I started doing it. I'd been watching and interacting with a lot. Sorry about my voice too. I was at a Blaze show last night and my throat's roached, but
we want to hear about that soon. Yeah.
So I've been watching and interacting with Juggalo YouTube for a while, and then it's actually DC Fago guy that kind of inspired me to start putting out my own and just kind of putting my thoughts out on stuff. So
yeah, he has that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Carver said, as you might know, I'm not much of a YouTube watcher. No offense. I just don't do much. But Carver has told me he's watched your show a few times, and I think I might have seen you live a couple times. I popped in just to kind of check it out. You do go live, don't you?
I don't go live, but I'll put like premieres up and stuff. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, man. I mean, you're a Juggalo YouTuber. We're Juggalo YouTubers. It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So where are you from?
I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I grew up in Belmont, which is a suburb of Grand Rapids. But if I were to tell somebody, I'd just say Grand Rapids. I was like 15 minutes away from Grand Rapids.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, how we are.
Yeah.
We're from Columbus.
Yeah, we've always lived in like suburbs essentially of Columbus, but it's all just
nobody
Columbus.
knows where Belmont is, so I just say Grand Rapids. We're the second biggest city in Michigan, besides Detroit.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
So how long you been down?
I was introduced to ICP in 1995, about 2 months before Riddlebox came out.
Wow. So how old were you? So how old are you now, and how old were you then?
I'll be 45 in next month, actually just about a month on July 10th. And when I found them, it was late August because it was just before my senior year of high school started.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So yeah, that's cool, man. You're a little bit older than us, you're from like fucking ground zero. Like
yeah, I'm about 2.5 hours away from Detroit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. So it must have just been in the air there.
Yeah, how I actually found them was at a coworker. I worked at a restaurant, and a coworker of mine named Jeremy was from Detroit, but he was living in Grand Rapids here. And then he had a little gathering at his house. His mom went out of town, and he invited one of his friends from Detroit to come spend the weekend. And that guy was into ICP, and then he played him while we were, hanging out, just playing video games and drinking and smoking and whatnot, and he played him. And then there was a Harmony House right down the road from Jeremy's house. So the next day when I was on my way home, I went and bought Carnival of Carnage, Ringmaster, and then when I was paying, the guy was like, "Would you like to reserve Riddlebox?" So I did that and got Riddlebox the day it came out.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's
reserving
awesome.
Riddlebox. Imagine that.
God damn.
I still have my original copy right back here.
Holy shit, that's great.
All my original copies actually are all back there.
Yep. I wondered this. I knew there was a version of Riddlebox. The first version I ever seen, I never owned this one, but the first version had the head PE tracks at the end.
Yeah, I don't have that one. I don't know if that was a tape or what. And I think they did that a little down the line, if I remember correctly.
So maybe that must have been like Jive must have re-released a version. Like,
yeah, I think that's what they did.
These degenerates will probably like these fucking piece of shit guys.
Yeah,
too.
I might as well get head PE out there. And the funny thing is, I became a huge head PE fan later too.
Hell yeah, dude. Yep. I've seen them. I never got hip to them, but they seem like really fucking wild and nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're pretty. You're a teenager. You're older teenager getting into ICP. So what kind of shit were you into prior to that?
And it still am into metal and punk. Is almost exclusively what I listen to, and still, for the most part, most of the hip hop I'm into is either really underground or Juggalo related. I'm not into too much mainstream hip hop, but yeah, I was big into even back then Clutch, which is still one of my favorite bands. Old Metallica, Misfits, Descendants. These are all bands I still listen to. That's what my my ears were tuned to back then before I found ICP.
Hell yeah, dude, that's pretty cool.
That's good transition into from punk and metal.
I always felt ICP kind of fit in that scene anyway. So at least out here too, when you'd go to see ICP, there'd be a bunch of punks and metalheads there.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy.
It's always kind of gone hand in hand.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've been down for a long time, man. That's shit.
Yep, long time, man. And I never fell away from him. I watched so many of my friends fall away. Like, these guys suck now, and I'm just like, you guys are crazy, man. This is fucking awesome.
So you stayed deep in it this entire time. Like we've talked about, we've kind of come in and gone out. So, but sure. You stayed like right in there this whole time. Wow.
Yep. I don't think I've since I've been down with them, I don't think I've missed a single release day, unless after later when stores aren't carrying so much stuff anymore. But like when you could still just go to Best Buy, always there on release day.
Wow, man.
See, that's a personality trait, man. Consistency right there, man. Consistency.
Yeah. Over all the years too, I've only missed them live one time in Grand Rapids because I was in a wedding and the stupid rehearsal dinner was the night of an ICP show. So I already had my ticket and I sold it to somebody else.
Oh man, that must have stung.
Yep. Yeah, and the guy whose wedding I was in was an ICP fan too. So he was bummed too, and that was the time they had to do it. So.
His wife must have fucking hated ICP.
She's like not into him like me and him are, and he's not even as into him as I am, but she would go see him with us and stuff. Like, she dug it. But
hopefully they're divorced now.
Nope, they're still together.
All right, fuck.
To this day.
I'm just kidding. All right, that's cool, man. So I take it you've probably gone to most of the gatherings.
I honestly, this might come as a shock. I've never been to a gathering.
Holy shit!
I am not a camping guy, and I was gonna go to 2016 because of the Wizard of the Hood show.
Yeah.
And I had a whole bunch of money put aside for it, and then me and my ex-girlfriend broke up, and so I used the money I had saved to pay off a credit card and then get into my apartment that I have here. And the first few, when they weren't camping, me and that guy that I was just talking about that I had was in the rehearsal dinner, me and him were going to go to the first one, and we just kind of talked about it and then just didn't go. Kind of one of those things. That's
really wild.
When they started going camping, I am not a camping guy. I need electricity. I need hot running water. You know what I mean? So,
never.
And then, I've been thinking about hotel gathering, but I just feel like it'd be really pricey. And then with my job now, if I don't have the dates immediately when our vacation calendar goes up, I'm not getting the time off.
I see. Okay.
So it's just you're probably unfortunately not going to work. But I go to Hollowicked every year, so that's how I justify not going to the gathering.
I mean, Hollowicked has always kind of been the Detroit gathering for eternity. I mean, we've gone to one up there together. They toured Hollowicked a couple times.
They
hit us up a couple times.
I've been to the couple of the tours and then one up there.
Yeah. We got to get you guys up here again this year, man.
I would love to go, man.
We actually our crew just got reservations for lodging and all that, man. You guys should just come up, man.
You're already setting all that up, huh?
No, my friend Ivory, huge shout out to my friend Ivory. She sets all that up it's within right around this time, May or June. She has it all locked in.
Wow, that's cool, man.
She's on that. So she always does it just before the gathering. She's a hardcore gatherer. So before the gathering, she's got all our stuff set up for Hollowicked.
Damn,
that's the shit right there.
That's great planning.
Yeah, so you got a loyal camp up there with you, huh?
Oh yeah, we have our same crew goes every year. We actually used to have a friend that came out from England every year to go to Hollowicked. He's married now and just can't afford to just up and leave like he could often. But so that's my buddy Tom. Shout out to him if he's watching. But yeah, he used to come over every year. There was the Riddle Box show when they started doing the spot shows. They did a Riddle Box show. I think it was 2012, maybe 2013. And he literally flew out from England, got here on Friday. My girlfriend at the time went and picked him up. The show was Sunday, and he went home on Monday.
Damn.
So, but yeah, he's married now and just can't drop everything to go. But
man, that's
Quitter.
Cool.
Yeah, that's why I was like, come on, you loser.
I mean, I can't
have to go get married. What the hell?
Bro, can you imagine traveling to another country for a weekend for a concert?
No, I don't. I mean, it would depend because you're not a juggalo in overseas.
I mean,
yeah, that was like his the only way really he had to see him. Like he came over for the gathering before we knew him. My friend Ivory met him, I believe, at the gathering or maybe online right before that gathering, and he came out here by himself. And he could only find a flight to like I think New Jersey, I think if I remember right. And he rented a car and drove all the way out to I forget which one it was, maybe Cave in Rock or something.
Damn.
And then
that's dedication,
went to the gathering
bro.
and then flew home.
I mean,
wow.
Imagine in the early 2000s if you were overseas as a juggalo,
bro,
you know, where you would probably be dedicated enough to at least come out once.
Dude, when I was 17, 18, going to like the Garrettsville gatherings, like that was at like 2003 to 5. I was at that was the height, you know, around that time, and I quoted myself saying like I would go to the gathering if it was on the fucking moon. I'm going. Like I would dedicate my life to going. So yes, I do 100%.
I'm gonna hit up Elon Musk. We're gonna build a rocket just for juggalos,
dude. I'm telling you.
That's kind of how I feel about Hollow Wicked.
I do get it.
I'd find a way to get there.
Yeah. I do get it. That said, like. I mean, wow, like my juggaloism today is probably as high as it's been in a long time, just mainly from doing this show and just and forcing myself, for lack of a better word, to interact so much with the community and juggalos, our fans and stuff. Like, I mean, I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong, I'm really loving it. And
this is a dedication itself. I mean, you could essentially, either one of us could do a podcast by ourselves, but you know how hard that is. And it's still dedication. You got to get, you know, even getting with somebody to do something. It's almost like a band.
Yeah,
you kind of have to get it together and make it work. So.
It's work. So, but that said, like, man, like, I'm feeling like as high as I've been in years on the Juggalo tip. I think I'd be hard pressed to find myself as high as I was in my teens. But I think that's just a matter of getting older, and it's kind of hard to chase that dragon, you know. But that said, like. I'm really into it now, and I'm very much looking forward to the gathering. Can't wait, and especially since we're headlining.
So, Echoside Fiend. So the gathering is out of the question this year for you?
Yeah, I already looked at the dates. Yeah, I can't do it.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, next year. I mean, we could do a bed and breakfast or something at my house. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because you guys live like right by it, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, if it's here next year, you know, we're not that far down the road from it. And
I would probably be up for that, even if I just came out after, you know, when I got out of work on Friday or whatever, and drive out there and just go Saturday. I would do it just to say I went to one.
Yeah, man, it's under 30-minute drive from our house.
Yeah, that would be worth it
for sure, dude.
Yeah, we'll help you out, man. If you
that would be awesome.
If you want to plan for next year or something.
Yeah, and there's always the possibility I might be able to snag like Friday off or something.
Yeah.
And so.
Even still, man, I think you should. If not, like, I mean, hotel gathering. We did it when they were in Toledo and Peoria. Like, we were teens, but I mean, it. You know, if you don't mind staying in a hotel for a weekend, you can make it work.
I wouldn't even mind that. It's just the cost, you know, driving out there and then dropping, you know, a couple $100 on a hotel.
Yeah, especially with, you know, I don't know how much gas is up there. It's over $5 down here right now.
$5.20 a gallon out here.
Yeah, it's probably going to be about $6 by gathering time. So.
Tim, what do you do for a living?
Tech one sleepover.
So I work for. I don't want to dox the company, but I work for a uniform supply company.
Okay.
I'm a route driver, So
you've been doing that for a while, because I think one of the videos I watched when you started that job or shortly after you got that was been a few years ago, right?
Yeah, I've been with the company for many years. And I moved into the service department about 5 years ago.
Okay, cool, man. Like, I've always wondered, like, I've worked in, I work in like food production for the past few years, and we get guys from Cintas coming in, and they'll bring the fucking, like, I see them lugging the rugs in.
That's what I do.
and now I work at a food production facility where I see them bringing racks on racks of, like, we wear smocks, these white smocks.
Yeah.
Like, they bring this shit. I'm like, God damn, these guys are putting in work.
Yep.
Fuck,
it's tiring, man.
I can imagine. I really do feel for you, and I appreciate you. And every time I see them, like, I'm always like, they're always cool as fuck. I always try to talk to them and shit. You know, like, I used to be a cable guy, so I know how it is, like, having like to have a route and shit to do, and like
it's a long. In my route too. I service the Lakeshore, Muskegon, so I have a half-hour drive every day out there and back, and then my Tuesday. I have probably it's a light work day as far as the workload, but my driving time total is probably about 4 hours of total, because I go way north of Muskegon, so I end up about 2 hours away from the plant, and then I have to drive back.
Now, do you have a helper?
All in between. I don't, but we do have routes that do.
Yeah.
We have some that are huge routes. They just have to have a helper.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, man, that's cool. I mean, that's got to be a tough job. I feel for. I know you're lifting a lot of heavy shit and dealing with a lot of dirty shit in your face.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah, it keeps you in shape though.
All right, I don't know what's going on. The Zoom. I don't feel like we've been talking for 40 minutes. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It says we only have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I couldn't tell you. I should have looked at my watch.
It must have. Maybe it was from when I started the meeting or something. I don't know. I probably fucked that up, bro. But we'll cover a couple more things in our last minute here. Then,
all right.
So not coming to the gathering. You're fucking going to every show though.
Yep.
So what are you like keeping up as far as like merch wise? I see you got a lot of like shit in the background there. You got a lot of cool shit. What's like your coolest shit? Like what kind of stuff are you proud of, and would you mind sharing? And by the way,
1 second. Let me grab something.
Oh, I was gonna say, by the way, if he wants to come back, I'll bring him back in, because I don't know what this has not been 40 minutes.
All right.
This
is my
Tim,
favorite.
real quick. I was gonna say It hasn't been 40 minutes, but when it kicks you off, I'll send you another link. Join back in, and we'll chat with you for a few more minutes. Fuck this.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like we haven't.
I know, man. I don't know why it's doing
like it's been 40 minutes. But...
All right, yeah. Show us the boot.
Okay, yeah. So this Violent J was wearing this at the Sabu benefit show in Belleville, Michigan.
Oh, that's fucking cool, dude.
And,
wrestling
he took
boot.
it off and threw it, and I caught it, obviously. And then I had Shaggy sign it, and then I had Sabu sign it. If I can point to it right there.
Yeah.
And then I finally, a couple years later, got Violent J on it. And it's funny, too. I like pointing this out. There is a thumbtack stuck in the bottom.
Hell yeah, dude.
That is sweet.
Yep.
I love that you kept that.
That's my favorite piece. I guess you could say merch.
That'd probably one. I mean, if I had that, it'd probably be up there too, man. I love wrestling and just just having that, man. That's great.
You said that was one of Jay's boots?
Yeah, it was the Sabu benefit wrestling show, and it was ICP and Rude Boy versus Corporal Robinson, Richie Boy Briar Wellington, and Zach Gowan.
Richie Boy Briar Wellington.
Show, but that was one of the matches.
Wow,
I know all those names.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, motherfuckers! Fuck you, Zoom.
You had him in and then he was having trouble with the sound, and that was counting all towards the time he was in, right?
I think you're right.
I
mean, damn it. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. All right, here I'll send him another link.
Yeah, we got to get him back in because we don't know like what his favorite albums are.
I know. Yeah, you're right.
We don't, some fucking story. I mean, I'm sure he's got tons of fucking. Show stories.
We're gonna spend a few more minutes.
He's probably got more show stories, and he probably forgot more show stories than he can even remember.
All right, Echoside Fiend, come back in. We'll keep chit chatting.
I mean, that's a lot of years to be going to every show, every fucking Hall of Wicked.
I mean, he said he's turning 45, so
that is a fucking long time. Dude.
That's cool, man. That makes me want to like really like I know I haven't watched many YouTubers and shit, but like he's cool as fuck. Like it makes me want to check his shit out, like just for the knowledge. You know?
Oh yeah,
I just want the knowledge.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's one of those guys, man.
Give me that shit.
Yeah.
All right, I see you, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna bring you back in.
I mean, that's the Jug. I mean, Echoside Fiend is essentially a Juggalo artifact. He is an artifact.
Shit. It says put in waiting. It says remove, invite. He's in here, but can you hear me, Echoside Fiend?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, we can hear you. Let's get you back over here. I don't know why this isn't working here. There you are. Oh, it's got both of us here. Pin to. Why is it like that? How unprofessional of us. Ew, I'm sorry.
I'm going to stop. I'm going to unsubscribe to you guys.
Well, son of a bitch. Hey, man, I don't blame you, though. I'm still going to watch you. I still like you.
I think it was just fucking up from the sound fiasco.
Not, this, it may, I'm not saying you're old, but, man, you're an artifact yourself is what I was telling Easy over here. You're, all the knowledge and all the stories you probably have of the time your life with, being part of the Juggalo community.
Yeah, that's why I even say when I was saying DC kind of inspired me to do this, I was seeing like his passion for it, and I'm like not in any way saying I'm more passionate about it than him, but just I was like watching how passionate he is, and I'm like, man, I have so much that I could add as well, and so that like kind of inspired me to kind of start doing my videos and telling my stories. And I mean, like I was there when I got my Great Malenko release day, and then me and a buddy of mine went back up later in the evening to the record store because he wanted to get a copy, and they were gone. I lived through all that. It's just so cool. And I still got my Hollywood Records one right back here.
That's crazy, man.
Yep, it's just crazy just seeing all the stuff I've seen. The very first time I saw ICP, they played at a golf course, So I'm in the clubhouse of a golf course that just went out of business during the pandemic.
I wanted to ask about that. Like, how were those first couple shows? Like, I imagine Riddlebox era shows you went to?
That's when it was. It was on tour for the Riddlebox. They were wild, man.
How many people? Like what was happening? How many people were at the shows? Like, tell us about the experience if you can recall.
Yeah, that first time I ever saw them, I mean, it was, I'd say like 150 people, but like so packed you could barely move. That's how small the venue was. It was literally, it was in a club called Sluggos Down Under that was in the clubhouse of this golf course.
Okay.
And they had a stage and stuff. I mean, it was a little music venue, but when I say little, that's like the key word. It was tiny. And yeah, I mean, it's like they had the whole place wrapped in plastic. We didn't know anything about them throwing Faygo because we had never seen them before.
Wait, they threw Faygo at the clubhouse?
What's that?
They even threw Faygo at the golf course clubhouse?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah, and it was trashed when they were done.
I'm sure it was full sugar Faygo at that
Right,
point.
yeah, probably. Yeah, because literally all they had was just a backdrop of like the Riddlebox just hanging, So
Holy
there was
shit.
all their foam stuff and all that, to have the Faygo ruined. So, but yeah, they trashed the place. And like I said, I was saying I wear glasses, obviously. But I didn't know anything about the Faygo. I go right up front and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And like 2 minutes in, I'm like, I can't see anything, I'm just like, but it was still great. I was like, this is the best night of my life.
Imagine being a Juggalo going to a show not knowing they throw Faygo.
Right. That's got to be wild.
That's fucking.
Yeah, we had no idea. So we go walking in, we're like, why is the whole place wrapped in plastic?
So in that moment, did you accept it and think it was amazing, or did you be like, "What? Let's get out of here"? Like,
at first it was kind of a what the fuck, but but yeah, then it was like pretty quickly it was just like, okay, this is freaking cool.
That's cool, dude. That's so sweet. How many people were there?
Yeah, I'd say about 150, maybe 200.
Wow.
And it was so packed you could barely move because it was actually little side fact, they were supposed to play at a nightclub in Grand Rapids, but in a little smaller area, like a little shopping district called East Grand Rapids. And that while they had the show booked there, the place went out of business. So the guy that booked the show then got it moved from there to this nightclub in the golf course at the clubhouse. And the one that got canceled was supposed to be early on in the tour, maybe not the first show, but early on. And then when they rescheduled it, it was the final show of the tour. So they literally got done in Grand Rapids and then headed back to Detroit.
Oh, cool.
So, yep. So I don't know how he managed to get it moved there, but he did. And they were never welcomed back. I can tell you that much.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
Yep.
What were the dreadlock situations back then?
That was the full-on dreadlocks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They were in the coverall suits and all that stuff. Yeah.
I always wondered, like, the Riddlebox dreads and the Great Malenko dreads, it was only a 2 or 3 year difference. But
3 years, I think.
Well, I imagine the Riddlebox dreads, that was probably a photo shoot early on in the production.
Well,
and then by the time Malenko's out, they're fucking.
You know what I'm getting at.
They're a good foot long.
I was wondering how the fuck they grew their hair that long by then. That seemed like wild to me.
Yeah.
I've always wondered that.
I always kind of wondered if they had extensions.
Yeah.
But I was like, at the same time, would ICP put extensions in there?
That just seems stupid.
Are they really that worried about it?
Well,
so.
that was such a weird thing. And like, Juggalos these days, I'm sure they see the pictures, but like the dreadlocks, when they went from dreadlocks to no dreadlocks, that was out of that was out of this world.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Like, and then Shaggy grew him back out for the Wraith era, but Jay never did. Jay never went back long.
Man, that was weird. I got to see him only like once, maybe twice with the dreads, man.
Yeah.
Good shit. So Damn, man, like you've lived through a lot of probably really cool Juggalo moments and shit. Like, what's some of your favorite like Juggalo like? You said haven't been at gatherings, but like as far as like being around Juggalos, being with Juggalos, what's some of your most memorable times?
Ooh, man, honestly, I guess I'd have to say that first show, my first Hollow Wicked sticks out because that one I went. It wasn't the first Hollow Wicked, but it was been '98. And the guy who I found ICP through, Jeremy, me and him went to that. He wasn't even really into ICP, but like he was just like, when we went, he's like, I can go visit some friends and whatnot. So, and he knew how to get to, it was, why am I spacing on the name of that place? Oh, that's going to drive me nuts now. I can't, it's a nightclub in Detroit. It'll come to me. I don't know why I can't think of it, but yeah, it was in kind of a bad area and stuff, but he knew how to get there and everything. So that was cool. Like just the reason it sticks on mind is just waiting outside, line down the road, and it's in a really shitty neighborhood and there's cops driving by and everything. But everybody, there's like, 1,000 of us waiting in line. No one's going to do anything,
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of sticks out in my mind. Yeah. Just being with 1,000 Juggalos in like a really, really shitty neighborhood, waiting in line to get into this show. And
that's always the best Juggalo moments.
Mm-hmm.
Just the real, those are the real moments.
When you're so weird and you're creeping out the people of the bad neighborhood that are, like the residents of the hood. They're like, what the fuck? You know you're like, around people.
What's going on here?
Yeah, like the Newport here is in like kind of a shady area, and like there's definitely like, I mean, it's a campus, college area too, but the residents around there are probably like, stay the fuck away from these guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man.
Have you ever been down to the Columbus and the Newport?
No, I haven't.
They've done a lot of key events here.
Yeah, there was. Didn't they do the Great Malenko show there?
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna try to go to that, and it was just it was in the middle of the winter, and I just didn't know what the weather was gonna be like. And
so what kind of
that's when my buddy Tom, that I was talking about from England, flew out and went to that himself.
Damn,
that's crazy.
And went back like the next day.
Wow, man.
But yeah, I passed on that because I just wasn't sure what the weather was gonna be like.
Yeah, man, we saw Vinny the ICP kid there. That was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen him around a few times. I've never really talked to him, but I know him when I see him.
So what's your being down for as long as you have, like I imagine do you have a lot of merch, or have you sold a bunch and like
no,
regretted it?
I don't sell any of my stuff, so everything that I've collected is all still here.
So how many shirts are you at now?
Fucking museum, man.
Oh, my shirts, I could just Juggalo related, at least probably 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have way too many shirts, just period. Like, I have probably 200 wrestling shirts. I have shirts of every other band I like, horror movies.
Oh,
yeah, it's insane. Every time I'll be like, pick up a shirt at a store, I'm like, I don't need this, but I'm gonna buy it.
Of course.
That's exactly what I do.
I see you got some like passes and shit back there. The VIP.
Yeah, just from doing VIP. And then when I go to Astronomicon, I go with a friend of mine that gets us the press passes to my Astronomicon passes, say press.
Oh, that's sweet.
Tell me a little bit about Astronomicon.
Astronomicon is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I always tell people, even if you're not into Twisted anymore, you can go and obviously you're still supporting them, but you can go and not even have to interact with them at all. It's just, and I would say, like, as long as you're into comics, video games, or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see, I love all that shit. I mean, I'm a big comic guy. I love that.
Yeah,
kind of
Carver,
shit,
I know you're obviously an artist. That you would have a blast there. My roommate is an artist and is not even into the Juggalo scene at all, and she went to the third one with me because my buddy that I usually go with couldn't go. And by the time we left, she had like business cards from like 10 or 11 different artists that she was doing collaborations with. And
cool.
Yeah, she had a great time, and she's a horror movie fan too. So she met like Lloyd Kaufman was there. She met him, and yeah, so she had a blast, and she's not even remotely into the Juggalo scene. So
I know a lot of don't the Cinemassacre people go there? You'll see.
Yes, yeah,
Nintendo nerd and all that shit.
There one year, and his flight got canceled. And my buddy Joe, who I go with, had an interview set up with him, and he had to cancel.
Yeah,
but a few of them still showed up, like that Justin Silverman.
Yeah, all his people that he worked.
Tony from Hack the Movies.
Yeah.
Yep, he's always there. He was just at this last one. But yeah, I haven't seen James Rolfe, the video game nerd. I haven't seen him at any of them. but he was scheduled to be at one, but he had to cancel.
And you know what's funny?
It was the weather.
So people like that, from like Tony from Hack the Movies, the Nintendo Nerd, and other, and like even like branching like comic book YouTube channels. I've seen Twisted shirts here and there on those people.
Yeah,
because
Justin
they
Silverman
go to
often
that.
will be wearing an Astro shirt.
Yeah. I'll see like an Astronomicon shirt, or I'll see like I've even like, there's a comic book channel I follow. They have nothing to do with psychopathic ICP, nothing, but I've seen a Twisted shirt on one of those guys.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. I've seen stuff like I watch a lot of true crime stuff on YouTube, and I've seen a couple channels, people wearing like something Juggalo related from time to time.
So I figured that Astronomicon, it's picked up steam.
We should check that out. We should check that out, dude. But I mean, you gotta think about this though. With us headlining the gathering, we're gonna be fucking like superstars in the Juggalo world. And like, if we're Astronomicon and we shit on Twisted so much here, then I don't know if that's gonna fly.
Well, hey, we'll go with Echoside Fiend. He'll help us out.
I'm with the press, so you guys will be all right.
You'll bodyguard for us, bro.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
But yeah, Astro is a blast. I recommend it to anybody into comics, wrestling, horror movies. Like I know both of you guys would have a blast.
Oh yeah, sounds fun. I would definitely go.
It's a great time.
Yeah, I've tossed
they do
it around.
Excellent job.
Oh, I wonder if we can get a booth there.
I don't know how they go about doing that, but you might be able to. There are
I'll
people
reach
that
out.
have podcasts.
We'll just tell them don't look at our catalog, please.
Hey, Twisted, look, I still buy your shit, dude. Let us be cool with us.
Yeah, there will be booths up with people podcasting. So
that's cool, man.
I don't know how you go about it or how they pick, but they do let podcasts do stuff there.
That's pretty cool. All right. Well, that's what's up, man. We'll let you go here in a minute. But I did want to ask. I always wish I would ask this. I always forget. Favorite Joker's card and favorite song by ICP.
Oh, a favorite Joker's card, hands down, Riddlebox. That's actually my third favorite album of all time. Ooh, man, as far as favorite song,
or
I guess
one of your favorite songs, even.
Yeah, okay. Like I don't know if this would be my absolute favorite, but it is my ringtone on my phone. It's Schizophrenic.
There you go. It's a good one.
It's classic.
Yeah.
Just such a grimy, awesome, fucking heavy beat, man. Love that.
The lyrics are fantastic.
Well, I especially want to ask him because you don't get to talk to too many Juggalos that. Not only did they get down that soon, but they still have stayed down. So it's interesting to get the opinion of someone like you. Like it's obvious, like that's the shit that brought you in, and that's usually how it works. Like that's your favorite shit.
Yeah. I will admit I do prefer ICP's earlier work, but I am a fan of the stuff they're putting out now. So.
Okay, cool, man. I'm
so
glad to hear that.
You're all into the second deck. You think?
I love Bang Pow Boom. I actually absolutely would say that's one of my favorite ICP albums.
Yeah, I agree with you right there, man. And I'm the same way. Bang Pow Boom is fucking up there as like one of my favorite ICP albums. Yes, love that.
I'm a fan of Death Pop, and I like Yum Yum too. It's not my favorite, but I enjoy it.
I noticed you.
I have to admit I'm more into the early stuff.
I noticed you suspiciously left out any mention of the Marvelous Missing Link.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan on those. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't hate either one, but I couldn't even tell you the last time I've listened to either one of them. But there are great tracks on both of them.
Understandable. We get it. I guess it's just interesting, like since you've been down and in it this whole time, I was curious like what your thought was going in and out of that era, like how kind of that felt,
Yeah, as far as the Marvelous Missing Link, those ones too, I got to put out like Hell's Pit does this to me too. They put me in a weird mood.
Yeah, I feel the same fucking way with Hell's Pit, man. It just it's not the mood it's the mood that gets me.
Yep, that's exactly it. And Hell's Pit, I love that album, but I don't listen to it too often. It just puts me in a strange mood.
Now that being said, what'd you think about the Wraith?
What's that?
What'd you think about Shangri-La?
Oh, I love Shangri-La, and I myself am very open about the fact that I'm an atheist. So even when that album came out, it didn't give, how do I want to word it? It didn't shock me, I guess. I already knew that's what they were going to say.
Yeah.
And when the album came out, the whole God thing didn't bother me at all. And I think Shangri-La is fantastic. It's one of my favorite albums by them.
And that being said, as far as the mood thing, that puts me in like one of my favorite moods.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, it's very uplifting, and there's like nothing on that album that puts me in a bad mood or anything.
I mean,
like
there's
that.
something to be said about that, and we as humans, we've all known that like music can affect your mood, and it enhances your mood. So it's obvious that those albums they produce their desired effect.
I could have I could be having the shittiest fucking day, man. I put on Shangri-La and I'm happy. I feel it.
Shangri-La sonically is so good too. I will say I wish Mike Clark had produced it, but Mike P did a fantastic job.
Yeah,
he had some big shoes to fill, and he did the best job you could expect someone that's not named Mikey Clark to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I can't even imagine a Mikey Clark 6th now at this point.
Yeah, I know. That's why I hope he does the 6th on this deck.
Oh man, that would be incredible.
Make up for it.
Now I've talked to Keezy about this. I would love to have Mikey Clark back. Don't get me wrong. But I would almost want Kuma to do this new one, to actually give him the seat to the helm to see what he could actually bring. And I think he's hungry enough to where he could bring something just as good.
Yeah, and I know like when they had him on, I don't know if you guys saw the talk show that they had him on.
Yeah. Yes,
like he loves ICP too. Like not just like, oh yeah, I'll produce your stuff. He loves them. So to have somebody who's a huge fan of them do some production, who we already know can do great production.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you. I think that would be awesome.
I think he could fill those shoes. I mean, obviously Mikey Clark is the first pick, but Kuma, I would almost think he might even bring something more to the table because of how hungry he is.
I'd love to hear his take on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same here. I agree 100%.
Hashtag Kuma for the 6th, man, for sure. Let's get this shit going.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, you got anything else you want to add or throw out there or promote, man, before we let you go? We've had a great time talking to you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to both of you too. I guess just my YouTube channel is pretty much. I'm not real consistent on there. I apologize because my work schedule keeps me really busy, but I do what I can, and I appreciate everybody that does watch, and I appreciate you guys having me on. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for making it work. I appreciate you being patient. And, you've been cool as fuck, and I'm gonna check out your channel and see what you got to say, man. You're awesome.
I appreciate that, and let's get you guys up to Hollow Wicked this year.
We'll see,
man. I'm down. I really want to go. Trust me.
All right,
Tim. Have a good one.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Yeah, see you, bud.
See if that works. That's what's up, man. Tim's cool as fuck.
Echoside. Like I'm saying, man, it's just like when you get that kind of knowledge and just it's
experience.
It's almost like a portal to that past.
Yeah,
the portal to that or those early days.
Absolutely.